we are in Denmark with Heidi, Mie and Prins, and today we're just going to talk about these little ponies and why they're challenging to fit with the saddle. And we've chosen Prins because actually he's one of the most challenging ponies we've done in a while. And you had all sorts of problems, didn't you, Heidi, when before we fitted him?
And I tried a lot of songs. They don't work. They move forward. Yeah.
And you've had the saddle about 2 years now, haven't you?
Yeah.
And his back is just beautiful. If you can just come in here and just have a look at his back, because you know he had all sorts of muscle damage when we first fitted him, and now it's just lovely. And also, you can see from the shape that he's very, very flat. And of course, what he does when he moves, we can ask him to just stand square. Good boy. Right. And I'll just see if you'll do a back lift for me, and you can see just how flat he actually goes. Good boy. There we go. You see the shape of his back, and that's of course what we're looking for. When we're riding a horse, we want the horse to lift and use their back. And if you've got a very curved saddle on the horse like this, what you get is that you get the back come up and the saddles rock. Now, another thing that makes Prins challenging is he's croup high, he's quite narrow at the front, and he's got very well sprung ribs here. And actually, that makes him a little bit shaped like a pear. So everything has a tendency to do this, particularly if the girth is wrong or the saddle doesn't fit. And we find that we have to check him regularly, because if the problem goes down and we change his shape, we then get movement. And that's what we've done for the last 2 years, and it's been really successful. So if you want to take from the side again, just so that we can now have a look at the position of his girth groove in relation to his shoulder. Now, this is Prince's shoulder here. That's the edge of his scapula. And down here, there is his girth groove. So as you can see, when you girth him, this is where the girth is going to sit. So actually the girth groove is almost in front of the shoulder, and that makes him very tricky. And if you couple that with this type of shape, and also, if you can lift for me again, the flatness of his back when he moves, that's why we had a problem. Yeah. So where are we going with the thumb? Behind, right, behind the beam. Prince's saddle. Pony Saddle Company first saddle, and it looks a bit different from the ones we normally make, because when they first tried the saddle, Mia actually liked the look of the tabby, so this is the first saddle with the same flat as the tabby. So if you have a look now where it sits behind his shoulder. The points of the tree are here, and this of course is just a flap. So the points of the shoulder are here, and the saddle sits just behind. So, we can then see the girth groove. And a lot of saddles are made with 4 girthing straps, and they're very evenly spaced, which means that you can fit them on a variety of horses, but with this type of pony you would use the first strap and the 3rd strap. There we go. So if you can have a look here, that's where it sits, in his girth groove, and it's straight. It isn't at an angle, it isn't, and it sits within the flat part behind his shoulder and his elbow. And there we have, in here, we can see that it's completely free. Even when I put the weight in, we can still get our hand down quite cleanly, and it's still behind Prince's shoulder. But if we then take a shot from the side and look, you can see that actually there's a hell of a lot of pony behind the saddle. And that can make it look like it's actually sat on the shoulder when it actually isn't. But also, if you look at the position of the last rib, which is here, you can see that actually you would struggle to actually get a longer saddle actually on this pony because you've actually got this distance between the stifle and the rib cage. And the thing is that you wouldn't want to fit into the soft area of the croup. So, some ponies have long rib cages. Some rib cages come right up to the stifle, but there's actually a good couple of inches between the end of Prince's rib cage. So, although it actually looks like he's got a long back, actually he doesn't. But, thanks very much, guys. This is really interesting to look at Prince, isn't it? And talk about why he's so difficult to fit. And actually, his back looks fantastic. And Mia's now moving on to a slightly bigger pony. So Prince is the sale. And then the very lucky person that buys them because he's super